ਧੰਨ ਹਨ ਧੰਨ ਹਨ ਧੰਨ ਹਨ ਪਰਮ ਪੂਜਨੀਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਹਨ।
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Saad Sangat Ji. Today we will be discussing the dangers of caffeine, the most used stimulant drug in the world. Whether it come in the form of caffeine, cha, coffee, tea, Red Bull, or any other energy drinks. Around the world, Gursikhs refrain from eating or drinking anything that has caffeine in it. Some of them will even not eat chocolate because it has traces of caffeine in it as well. But Jaswant Singh Ji actually gives us a drink that we can drink instead if we're having a hard time to quit cha or coffee. The ingredients will be placed on the right or left side of the screen. This drink has natural ingredients like dalcheeni, malathi, bay leaves, rose water, etc. Now, Bhagat Ji does say that if you drink this drink and you're having stomach problems, always stop drinking it. You know your body the best and everybody's bodies are different. Another thing to note is that when it is warmer, reduce your quantity of this drink as well. And if it's really hot, like how it is in Ontario right now, we're having heat waves, then you should just stop drinking this drink altogether. Overall though, this drink is quite beneficial. It can reduce breathing problems, mucus, flatulence, and gas. So overall, this drink is quite good for us. Now, if we're not supposed to be drinking caffeine, what should we be drinking? Well, we should be drinking dudh because it is pure. There's an encounter in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji with Bhagat Namdev Ji and Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. So when Bhagat Namdev Ji had darshan of Vaheguru Ji, they did not offer a drug, caffeine, to Guru Sahib Ji. Instead, they offered dudh, which is pure. It is written, "Dudho piyo Gobinde Rai, dudho piyo mero mano patiyai," which quite literally means, Vaheguru Ji, please drink this milk. And if you drink this milk, I will be so happy. Now, why do we offer milk rather than caffeine? Well, milk has many great things about it. Well, first of all, if you boil milk, you can form khoya, which is actually a sweet milk-like paste. And if you churn milk, then you can actually form ghyo, which is also very beneficial to us. However, if you churn or boil cha, none of those things will get created. Actually, if you put even a little bit of cha into milk, that milk has now lost all of its abilities to form khoya or ghyo. So even if you take a little bit of cha and put it in milk, it cannot do that anymore. So it's in many sampradas, including Dandmir Taksal, Gursikhs are told not to drink any caffeine, cha, coffee, whatever it may be. In reality, even the Singhs who do Sevan the Panch Pyare or other Gursikhs, Premi Gursikhs, if they even drink a little bit of caffeine, they take pesh again. They retake Amrit, so they do peshi. And that's because to these Gursikhs, caffeine is equivalent to tobacco, and tobacco is a bajirkrat. We should not be having it in our body. So overall, Gursikhs and the Panth have decided that caffeine is not something that we should be drinking at all. Bhagat Ji actually says that mukh sevadars, whether you're a parthi, you're a kirtani, you're a gathavachik, whatever it may be, should also not be drinking or any caffeine in cha or coffee. They should be instead inspiring the Panth to stop taking this drug. Bhagat Ji also says that caffeine is so addicting, and we know that from countless studies as well. So because it's addicting, we have to have a coffee every single morning. Whether it's before you go to work, you have to go to Tim Hortons or McDonald's to grab your $6 coffee. Or every single month, you have to go to the Punjabi store to grab a box of chapati. Now, what does this matter? Well, this is taking a toll on us financially because we have to buy our coffee. We have to buy our cha. So what we're doing is our hard-earned money, which should be actually given to the svand or to the pant, is being wasted on caffeine because it's so addicting. We can't live a day without it. Now, how did cha get introduced to our community? Well, when the British came to Punjab, it gave us free tobacco and free tea. And because of this, it got introduced to the Punjabi community and the Sikh community. And for this reason, you'll see every single day in Punjab, parents and children, elderly, everybody starts off the day with cha. Everyone. And because of this, we've all become addicted to this drug. So Bhagaji actually shares an encounter they had with a Bibi in Punjab. So a Bibi saw Bhagaji and they saw Babaji has Bana, they're wearing a dastar, they're wearing the Panchkakars, and they went to go ask for help. Because this is what the Panth is meant for. The Khalsa is there to help everyone. She quickly comes to Babaji and she is saying, there is an evil spirit inside my house. Now Bhagaji's immediate response, just like many other Mahapurushas, would be read Bani, do Seva, do Simran. Because wherever there is Guru Sahib, there will be no evil. This Bibi says, you don't understand. There is an evil inside my house. She meant her house as in her body. Our body is home to our soul. So therefore we need to be taking care of our body as well. Now Bhagaji says, there's no evil inside your house, it's inside your stomach. And she asks, what do you mean? Bhagaji explains that inside your stomach, you have compounds of tobacco and other harmful chemicals. That cha that you drink every single day is quite literally putting like really poisonous things inside your body, which is making you feel like there's so much evil around you. So what else about cha? Well, the thing about cha is that we already know what's really bad for us. And what do other Mahapurushas tell us about this? Well, Sant Gurbachan Singh Ji Pindramwale also told us in their Gatha that every Gursikh should refrain from drinking any caffeine, especially mothers who are pregnant. And we know this from midwives, nurses, and doctors, and from most of the healthcare community, that women who are pregnant should not be drinking any caffeine because it can alter or affect the child's development. So imagine an unborn child, how much it can affect the child. And imagine us who are drinking it maybe once or even 3 times a day, how much it can affect us. So the thing is, if you ever dry or you heat up dry cha patti or coffee beans, it can actually give a really foul smell, similar to tobacco. If you continue to boil cha or anything, it can rust your pot. And this is, just imagine that if it does this to the outside world, imagine what it can do to the inside of our stomach. Imagine what it's doing to our unborn child. So for this reason, we should try to refrain from intaking any coffee or any sort of caffeine as well. Now, caffeine is quite acidic as well and has been linked to many health problems, including tuberculosis, cancer, high blood pressure, and other problems as well. So for this reason, we should try to reduce our caffeine intake completely, or at least try to reduce it slowly, and eventually remove it from our diet altogether. Now, instead of in the morning drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, we've been told by healthcare professionals and all Mahapurushas, as we've seen, they've been saying don't drink caffeine. Instead, we should be giving ourselves something good. So in the morning, give yourself a fresh meal, a home-cooked meal, rather than a cup of coffee, which can affect ourselves throughout the day. There's another thing to consider about coffee. Most people drink coffee with some sort of sweetener, whether that be sugar, honey, etc. Now the problem with sweetness, all the sugar, is that it's also linked to some problems like diabetes, something that is quite prevalent in our Punjabi Sikh community as well, probably because we're having 2 to 3 cups of cha every single day. So on top of drinking something that can cause all the problems that we talked about earlier from caffeine, we are now including new problems like diabetes because we're eating or we're intaking too much sugar. Again, we have to spend more money on that sugar to put it into our coffee or tea as well. So as Gursikhs and as parents, we should try to influence the future generations instead to be eating a healthy diet. Try to cut out any coffee or cha, any energy drinks, all of that is included into this as well. Now the thing is, when it comes to the problems like diabetes, the cancer, and all that kind of stuff, now we know a lot of it has been linked to excessive sugar, excessive coffee intake. So we get sick from these. We're generating so much medicine that, oh, my head hurts from this. I'm having withdrawal. Every time I try to quit coffee, I have a headache, I have a migraine, which quite literally shows us that caffeine is a drug. Now we have to go and get Advil or Tylenol. But we already know what the best medicine in the world is. The best medicine in the world is living a healthy lifestyle, exercising, eating clean food, and obviously devoting our life to doing seva and simran. So what did Guru Nanak Dev Ji tell us about coffee as well? Well, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Mitha kauda dovai rog, Nanak ante vigutte pog. What is the mitha? Well, the mitha is the sugar, the honey that we're putting in our coffee every day. The kauda is the actual coffee. Coffee naturally has quite a bitter taste, but most people do add some sweetness into their coffee. Now that's the kauda. Guru Sahib is saying, Mitha kauda dovai rog. Both of these things are like diseases. Nanak ante vigote bhog. And in the end, they will destroy our body. They're going to destroy us. Many Mahapurushas, they've said that caffeine will quite literally get rid of all your jap, tap, and your pun. First of all, it's already so hard in this world of Kaljug to even collect Bani, to do seva, to do jap, tap, simran, and all that. And the moment we do it, we easily remove it from ourselves by drinking caffeine and destroying it. So for this reason, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says to us not to have caffeine. Bhagat Nam Dev Ji says drink dud. Many Mahapurushas, Sant Guru Bachan Singh Ji and Bhagat Jaswant Singh Ji, they say do not drink caffeine. It is a drug. So Sad Sangat Ji, we should try our hardest, not only for ourselves, but our family, whether it be our children, our siblings, our parents, try to educate each other on why caffeine is a horrible drug that should not be brought into our gurdwaras, in our homes, and into our bodies. We have come to this earth for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to serve the Khalsa Panth, to serve Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. Our bodies have to be very strong, and if we're drinking caffeine, which is going to cause the health problems which we previously spoke about, including cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever it may be, then we're making our body too weak. We're giving ourselves migraines and headaches because of withdrawal, and because of that, we're making ourselves so sick that we can't sit in the Gurdwara Sahib to listen to Kirtan. We can't teach Gurmukhi Santhya classes. We can't do any seva that we were meant to do. So please, Sad Sangat Ji, this is a benti from all of us. And it's a benti from Guru Sahib Ji, everyone from the Bhagats, Mahapurushas who also say to refrain from drinking caffeine, whether it comes in the form of coffee, cha, tea, energy drinks like Red Bull, or even chocolate, which has traces of caffeine in it as well. If you would like to learn more about health and how it correlates to your Gursikhi Jeevan, please read the Health Pothi written by Bhagat Jaswant Singh Ji at gursevak.com. Das and Dasi has made so many mistakes. Please forgive Das. Sada sada eh bhulan haru, nanak rakhan haru aparu. Vaheguru Ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki fateh.
To learn more, please visit
gursevak.com.